Hello again. I've done a video with the previous book by Kate Rebecca Leach, or Essoldo Design, which was specifically a watercolour book, and she's also released this newer one which I think came out last autumn. Does it say somewhere? Well, last year. It doesn't say exactly when, but I got it as a Christmas present. So can I have a little flip through? I don't want to show you the whole book, but it goes through some sort of mixed media basics, materials, more materials, colour palettes, favourites colour wheel, core watercolour techniques, this pattern making, wet on dry, etc, etc. Oh, looks like sprinkles. Mark making with pens and the like. There's also several projects in here. Some are collage based, some are printing. Got some printmaking here, making your own stamps and things. Tile mosaic, some printing with leaves, lino cutting, adding thread and crackle paint, and using, I think, cling film to make different textures. So there's loads going on in this book. I'm going to do one of the little projects today. I've chosen this one, Perfect Peaches. I'm actually going to do lemons. This project is a lovely simple way to play with collage materials. It uses textured paper to add bright vibrant peaches to layers of painted leaves. This helps create depth and great contrast in colour and texture. I've kept the embellishments pared back to stop it looking too fussy, but feel free to add in extra layers of black, white and metallic details. So it gives you the materials. It says that she's sort of knows that leaves aren't blue, but because of the orange of the peaches she's chosen that as a contrast in colour. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do lemons. So I've sort of chosen this colour palette. I'm not using this pink here. I'm going to use the Potter's Pink, which is a Schminker brand, and then I've got some Jackman's. That's a Mulberry and Azo Yellow, and that's another Schminker one. It's a granulating yellow, and this is a, what's the brand? I'm just checking. It's escaped me. Daniel Smith, and it's a buff titanium. This is the tube there. I'm going to use these colours for the lemons, and then the Potter's Pink and the Mulberry for the leaves. And I think I'm going to fetch some gold ink and add some little dots like she's done as well. I don't think, maybe a white Posca, just for a few extra details. Got a few brushes here, got my water, some washi tape. So start with the background, which is just some leaves in the lighter colour, adding some water for texture. Some of these little circles. So step 2, positioning your fruit, cutting out test shapes. I will probably straight step 3 because I don't want to waste paper. Maybe if I can printer paper or something. But then you create a big wash to cut your fruit out of. Doesn't show it there, but she adds some more detail to them. Then, assuming your first layer is dry, you add a darker shade, add some more leaves and things, and you add the embellishments to the fruit, and you can add some other little embellishments and things as well. So that's this one with lemons there, but she's used green, which looks very nice, but I didn't want to copy it exactly. So I'm going to put this to one side, and I'm going to make a start on the background, but I need to put some washi tape around the edges of the paper, so I'm just going to pause for a second because that's not very exciting. There we go. So the paper I've got is a bit bigger than A4, so I've used another sheet to sort of mask it at the right size. I'm using this Arteza Expert, which is quite nice, cold pressed paper. So I'm going to put this book to one side. And get the Potter's Pink, which will be the colour I'm using for the bottom layer of leaves. Just activate the paint a bit. I'm going to use book in view, close to my view. I'm going to use this number 6 Da Vinci sort of largish round brush. That's a lot of paint on there, isn't it? I suppose the thing to remember with watercolours is they generally dry a lot lighter than how they go down on the paper. I'm going to use this number 4. I think it's a Winsor and Newton one. The writing's come off. It's served me well. I've had this brush quite a while. Notice this Potter's Pink is a nice granulating colour, so it's got some sort of texture already built in. Trying to get the leaves in slightly different sizes, but it's still wet. Let's add some stems. And just dot a bit of That's the best brush for dotting water, and it's not doing an awful lot, is it? Far too much water on there. Nope, I've just thrown a brush on the floor. That's just trying to give some consideration to where these lemons are going to go. Probably be one around here. Some just full circles as well, because I think that's something that's been done in the book. Add in a bit of a stem. I'm trying to take care to keep this quite light, because see, I want to put the purple on top and have some contrast. Oh, that's a bit wide, but that's a bit dark, isn't it? Just after I've said I'm trying to keep it light. To rotate the page a little bit. Dipping that brush, I'm not picking up any paint. There we go. Oh no. These sleeves. Right, just pause, get some kitchen roll. So I smudge that a little bit with my sleeve. Right. Tidy it up a little bit, but it'll probably just be a case of, if it's noticeable after, I'll just make sure I put a purple leaf over that area or something. Some more stem done. A little bit lost there for a second. Get my hair out of the way before that smudges something else. Oh, if you can hear that noise in the background, that is my cat Roland attacking a cardboard box. I'm sure it's wronged him in some way, and it's entirely justified. So. Oh dear, got paint all over my nice book. Okay. Maybe I should push that slightly to the side. So, nearly done with this stage. some more. Fill a few of these gaps. Oh, that's not connected. There we go, so I will call that I've done for this first layout. I'm going to start on the sort of wash for the lemons, which I think I need a larger brush for. I'm going to use this one of a Da Vinci, and I will just prep these paints. I've got some of this Azo yellow there as well. I guess the best way to do it would be start with the lighter colours. Okay, pretty wet. Just using a piece of A5 for this because I don't think I need a full A4 sheet of paper to something on the brush there. I think I'll get enough lemons out of a sheet of A5. It's a very pale yellow, this granulating one. Obviously I've added the buff titanium as well, so that's making it a bit paler still, but perhaps a bit too pale, so I guess that's what I've got this. Called Azo yellow. It's a bit it's more vibrant, but it's like a dirty yellow. I don't really want to, doesn't make it sound very nice, but I think it will go well with the mulberry, the darker purple, and this muted pink, the potter's pink. It still seems quite pale, so I'm going to add some juicy bits of this because it will inevitably dry a bit paler again. I've also used a thinner paper for the lemons so that they're easier to sort of cut out and stick on. So this is 200 GSM and the main sheet is 300. That's that. A bit of texture in there, I think. Might even get some of this buff titanium and sort of flick it in there. Try and get a bit more texture. Make it a bit more interesting. Oh, and dip my hair in it. I'm sure that's just added a bit of texture as well. I don't know how. Oh, that's showing up, but that's going to take a little bit of drying. So put that to one side. I'll probably have to pause from it now. It's doing this in the evening, and it's a little bit too late to run the hairdryer. So I will pause, and once things are dry enough to work on again, I will be back. Right, I think this is mostly dry. There's a little bit just down here that's maybe a little bit wet still, but I think I'm careful. I can get away with this. Put that over there. Got my mulberry. It's quite nice and dark for some contrast. Squeeze a fair bit of that out. And I'm never quite sure where to start when I'm painting on top of other things. Oh, that's maybe a bit too much, too dark there. I want to and the instructions in the book say to sort of put sort of sticky back plastic basically onto the backs of the back of the fruit paper, so you're effectively making sort of fruit stickers, but I don't have any, so I'm going to use a Pritt stick. I think I had some, what's the word, little sort of slightly raised sticky things, but I was looking for them while this was paused and I can't find them, so won't be using those. It might be quite nice to have them more lifted up off the paper, but it's not to be. Yeah, I'm liking these colours so far. Just going to turn that around. I can't seem to get a smooth edge. Holding the brush the other way. This is why I don't like taping my page down when I'm painting. Sometimes you just need to move it. Oh dear, that's bigger than I intended it to be. I'm liking this colour combo. I'm just hoping the yellow works okay once I add that onto it. In theory it should, because purple and yellow are complementary colours, so sort of opposite each other on the colour wheel. flattens. I'll just work that into the leaf, pretend it didn't happen. I may need some more purple before I'm done. I'm not sure I've got enough paint left on that tin. Turn this round again. That got a bit wide there as well. Right, a couple more down here I think, and then we can start looking at cutting out some lemons. I notice on the example in the book there's the main project she's done with the peaches and the blue leaves, and that's got some orange worked into the background, I guess, but the one with the lemons and the green leaves doesn't, so I'm trying to decide if I want to put a few little spots of yellow in the background. thinking no, but once I get the lemons onto the page, I might feel differently. And it's not going to be difficult to add a bit of yellow, is it? So I'm not going to be too hasty with that. I'll see if it needs it once I've got everything else on there. So I'm quite happy with that as a background. Wash these brushes off and see if I think that's dry enough to work with, so let's put this to one side. And it's not completely dry, but it's dry enough to work with. Get a pencil. I'll turn it around and so I'm not getting pencil marks on the good side of the paper. It doesn't matter if I make mistakes. I'm not sure how many lemons I'm going to need. Let's try and get 5 in maybe. Different sizes would probably be good. these out. I'm going to pause while I cut these out because, again, not very exciting to watch. There we go, we've got some lemons cut out. The leaves are still drying, so while they're doing that, I'm going to add a few little embellishments to the lemons. A bit more of this azo yellow, get it quite watered down. Just even more watered down than that, maybe. Add some little spots in, but not over the whole thing, just didn't work very well, did it? Let's get all engrossed in these dots here. I'm very quiet. I'm going to do apologise. This makes them look a bit more interesting. There we go, that is the lemons definitely finished. Tuck that away, put these paints away, and see if this is mostly dry. It's a very bulky bit of paint now that I'm just going to dab. Shift them up a little bit so they can dry. I'll add some embellishments to this before I stick the lemons on. I said about adding the gold metallic, but I've got these metallic Spectrum Noir marker in a sort of, it's called blush. Oh, I can get it out of the packet. It's proving quite tricky. I haven't used this yet, so I'm going to have to activate it. I think I'll add some metallic details to these plain pink circles. Being careful not to smudge the other paint. I keep forgetting my words. Get mid-sentence and I'm all engrossed in what I'm doing. Don't finish the sentence. That's it for those. I'm going to add some metallic lines on the leaves themselves. and I think a few very small metallic circles on their own. Oh, this one. And then I've got a white Posca. So needs activating. I think just do lines on these leaves. That wasn't a very straight line, was it? And I'm going to do some dots. Oh, well, that wasn't dry, was it? Whoops-a-daisy. Notice that's not joined up there. There we go. Now it is. And put the white in the middle of that because I messed it up. Try and salvage these. Right. So now all that's left is to stick on these lemons. I'm just going to dab the dots. And I'm going to, let's decide where they're going first. I can get one. Yeah, I think I like that, so let's stick them on. I'm just using a Pritt stick because I don't have what they've actually suggested in the book, which is a double-sided tape, like a sticky back plastic. I'm just to turn the whole thing into a sticker, basically. But we shall improvise, and it will be good. Get a clean bit of this tissue. I'll use that to push them down. There we go. Just going to try something. Okay, I'm going to need some sort of darker colour on there for a bit of contrast. There we go. So I'm just going to pause it again while I trim this piece of paper, and then I will take the washi tape off. There we go, all trimmed. So only thing left to do now is take this off. Oh, first time I've used this washi tape, that's coming off nicely. So happy with that. It's stuck to me now. Go. You know what? It does need a little bit of yellow. Sort of looks a bit the lemons look a little bit lost. I'm just going to add a few little actually quite a light yellow. There's some lifting some of this paint back up. There we go. Oh no, it's a bit lacking over here, isn't it? Yellow wise. Yes, I think that's much better. So there is my, you can probably see it better if I put it that way. That's my lemon collage. Go back to the book. That was the sort of lemon one in there. We've just seen these dots down the side of that, the leaves. I'm going to do that too. I like that. Oh, and I've got one here entirely. I don't think you really need to watch me do lots of dots either, so I will be right back. There we go. I think that's made quite a big difference actually, so yeah, happy with that. There is my finished collage, and you can see both of that's the lemon one in the book, and that is the peaches. So I think I've done an okay job. I certainly enjoyed it, and I will be trying more projects from this book. Intrigued by the crackle paint, but I don't have any of that at the moment. And there's one where you have to sort of sew into, we need to sew into the watercolour, so that could be fun to try too, but they've got gold thread and I don't have any, and I think metallic thread would be very nice. So anyway, it's a long enough video, so I will love you and leave you. Thank you very much for watching, especially if you stuck with me this far, and let me know what you think, and if you have the book or if you think you might want to get it now, just let me know. I will be back again soon with some more arty things, hopefully, and I will see you then. Thank you. Bye.